bought this on sale at Osh, man, at least 10 years ago, maybe more. Crack here, so I am cutting into that. I'm gonna do some stucco patch, and I've got my cordless Makita suspended from this ladder. I really like this new machine. I got caught. Safety third. Alright, so I picked up a masonry blade for this little 6.5 inch cordless Makita, which has a dust port. It's not perfect. And I gotta run some electrical tape on this to make that fit. It's funny because with the other Makita side, I take the tape off. And I'm loving this. And I strap this to the railing so it doesn't tip, because this is not a long enough hose. And you'll pull this machine, it'll fall over, and then it won't suck up any more stuff. Alright, so it looks to me like there was a smoother finish on this originally, which is more traditional with these older homes. And somebody came along and did a stucco job on this, where they just threw this up and covered cracks. But they didn't do what I'm doing here. So the reason I do this, and I bust this out so I could put new material where I'm packing it in here, and it's going to bond better, and it shouldn't crack like it did before. And after I get that in there, I'll go over it with a sponge and blend it, and you'll never know I even did this. That's what's wrong right there. Right, that's an obvious patch, because they were just a little bit lazy. They didn't take the time to roll that over with a sponge and blend it. So hopefully you won't notice this when I'm done with it. So up top I actually used the thin set mortar, and at the bottom I used kind of a combination of that with the stucco patch. So I might have to run a little stucco over the top of that tomorrow, but it looks pretty good. It's blended real well, and it doesn't bump out over. Like if you look at the side of the house, you could see these lines where it's obvious, you know, somebody patched these cracks, but they did not dig those cracks out. They might have scored them, and then they laid patch on top and smoothed it with trowel, and that was it. So you shouldn't see, you're not supposed to see where the cracks were. Like here, it's all flush and evened out. So, you know, when you paint this out, you won't be able to tell that that was busted out and patched. And that should always be your goal with this sort of thing, is to make it invisible when it's done. Yeah. Make it look like it was. And there's an art form to this, right? So like if you're working in an old house, even on the inside, and you're doing carpentry work, you know, it sounds crazy. And I kind of, one of the benefits of working in the film industry was learning how to age things. So I could do a new repair. I could do a few little tricks to it to tone it down a hair from new, to make it look like I was never there. It's like an invisible repair. That's key. And one of the things I'm really good at is going in somebody's old kitchen, built in the 20s, modernizing it. But when I'm done modernizing it, like the height with the counter space underneath the cabinets, cutting them back, redoing the doors, making it so new appliances will fit on there. But when I'm done, it looks like it was never touched. It all looks original. So it's a thing.